Hello. Today we are interviewing Sylvain Allano, Chief Scientific Officer of PSA Peugeot Citroën.
Hello.
Sylvain Allano, welcome and thanks for being with us. You came today at École Polytechnique, also known as LIX, to do a conference on energy and environment, which is part of the Institute Coriolis cycle, organized to prepare the Paris Climate Conference of 2015. What will a car look like in 20 years, and what evolutions or revolutions should we expect in the car industry?
In 20 years, the car will be safe, will be made with green materials, and will use non-fossil fuel energy. In 20 years also, the car will be automatic, will be completely connected, and this car will be a place to live. To live on board, but also a place, mobile place, where it will be possible to monitor the health status of passengers. It will be also a place where it will be possible to have meetings with other cars, exchanges, data exchanges, energy exchanges between cars.
It feels like we want to be in that car of the future. When you describe your job, you speak about future technologies. What does this refer to exactly for a major player like PSA Peugeot Citroën?
The car industry was created more than 100 years ago. At the beginning, the car was made with wood, with iron. The car was made with all these materials obtained from the nature, and in the following years, more and more materials were used to build a car. Now, for example, plastics, polymers, and now we are preparing what we call the key technologies for the cars of the future. And these key technologies include, for example, optics, active materials, more and more magnetic materials, and so on.
I see. I believe you have a PhD in electronics and you started your career in the research field. Do you believe that having a PhD is an asset to do a successful industrial career, especially on an international level? And would you advise students from École Polytechnique to do a PhD before joining an industrial group?
I'm sure and I'm convinced that holding a PhD will be a major asset for the future, for a career on the future, in the automotive sector, but also in other key industrial sectors. What we see when we discuss with our partners abroad, in America, in Asia, is that all the leaders, the research and development leaders, hold a PhD. In France, for historical reasons, it was not necessary. You could have a very nice career, professional career, without holding a PhD. Now it's finished. And I recommend to students of the École Polytechnique to go on this way. I discussed with the president of the École Polytechnique last week, and he said to me that a very important percentage ratio of the students of the École Polytechnique had decided to follow and to get a PhD. So I heard the number, but it has to be confirmed, of 30%. It's very important, more than what we see in other engineering schools in France. Very, very important. So, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
We have at École Polytechnique an academic and research chair sponsored by PSA Peugeot Citroën, the André Citroën Chair. Its topic is the vehicle of the future. What do you expect from this chair? And do you believe that academic partnerships with institutions such as École Polytechnique are important for a major company like yours?
We were very happy and proud to create the André Citroën Chair, because André Citroën was an alumnus of the École Polytechnique, and he was a pioneer in the industry of automotive. When in the 20s, he decided to visit the manufacturing plants of Henry Ford in the USA. Mm-hmm. He saw the new system, the new production line, and when he came back to France, he decided to change all his own manufacturing plant in Paris and to imitate what he saw in the USA. And he was the first. He was the first to have a modern plant in France. And but he was also an innovator in other fields than in industry. Also in marketing, in business. So when we decided to create this chair at the École Polytechnique, we had the idea to combine both research, high-level research in disruptive science and technology for materials, and also to promote education programs oriented towards material science. Mm-hmm. And it was 4 years ago, and we can say now that it's a success. Yes, we had a steering committee last week, and we can say that it was a good idea because the researchers of the mechanical system lab at the École Polytechnique did a very good job, and they helped us to understand how materials behavior, and they also opened the door of a very famous university in the USA, Caltech in California. Mm-hmm. And now we have a program with Caltech, and so thank you.
I believe also you came at École Polytechnique last year for a day that we organized on mechanics, innovation and industry. Innovation is key in your field, and at École Polytechnique we train our students to be daring and to be pioneers, such as André Citroën you mentioned earlier. How can we cultivate innovation in higher education and in an industrial group like yours?
Innovation is a key factor for success. It's difficult because innovation now it's very competitive. Even if we do pre-competitive innovation, there is a struggle for innovation in the world. Many emerging companies have their own innovation program, and so it's difficult to be at the forefront of science and technology. But for that we have created an open innovation program, because we are convinced that innovation can't be done in a closed system with behind big walls. Mm-hmm. So open innovation is our policy, and we have set up a research network called STELLab for Science and Technology Exploratory Lean Lab. It's a network which gathers open labs, and one of these open labs is based at the École Polytechnique. It's the computational mechanics open lab. We have 15 open labs in the world, among them 5 in China. So this network gathers open labs, but also academic chairs and innovation units. Innovation units are small cells that we have set up in Switzerland, now this spring in Singapore, and we are preparing the third innovation unit in California. So yes, innovation is very, very important to be at the forefront.
Many thanks, Sylvain Allano.
Okay, thank you for this interview.